Hello everybody, welcome to the Mild Rumpus, coming at you live from the House of Flimsy, my dilapidated one-bedroom apartment that is filled with books and noise. Today I'm going to be doing the quarter-year crisis tag. Today is the last Tuesday of the month. Can you believe that? Where did all the time go? This is the first month that since I've started my channel, it really has felt like it's just zoomed by. But I was tagged by 4 different people for this video. A Literary Princess, Finn's Book Corner, Elizabeth Morgan, and Suey's Book Banter. So I knew I had to shoot this one before the month was over. It's going to be a quick one because there's not a lot of questions, and also don't make me do math. I'm really bad at crunching the numbers, but luckily there is the story graph. If you aren't using the story graph, I highly recommend that you do. My link is down below, so if you're not following me, be sure to do that. I love it because it gives you a lot of interesting data and you don't have to crunch the numbers yourself, which is really helpful when you do tags like this. So the first question is, how many books have you read so far this year? I have read 36 books so far. I'm reading 2 this week, so I'm going to go ahead and count them because by the end of the month, which is the end of this week, it'll be 38. That totals 10,715 pages. As far as page numbers go, 53% of those books had less than 300 pages, and 47% had 300 to 500 pages. 15% of those books were fast-paced, 62% of those books were medium-paced, and 24% of those books were slow-paced. And I think that the 24% of the slow books I read this month because it was kind of a drag this month. And out of those 38 books, the most read authors were Cormac McCarthy and Octavia E. Butler. I read 3 of their books. And then Olivia Lang, Becky Chambers, A.K. Blakemore, and Ursula K. Le Guin are all tied at 2. Question number 2, have you found a book you think might be a 2024 favorite? Why, yes, I have. I have 2 so far. The first one is The Glutton by A.K. Blakemore. This is a historical novel that is loosely based on actual events and real life people. It tells the story of this guy who is hospitalized. He's eaten a lot of very strange things and apparently has swallowed a golden fork, and it's killing him. And there's a nun who has been assigned the duty of watching him at all times, and as she's sitting there with him, he starts to tell her the story of his life, and it's bizarre, and it's dark, and it's twisted, and I love it. Another favorite from this year is James by Percival Everett. This is a retelling of Huckleberry Finn from the perspective of Jim, the slave, who we learn is actually named, you guessed it, James. Number 3, any 1-star books or least favorite books of the year? Yes, unfortunately, I did have one 1-star read, and that is Jamaica Kincaid's Among Flowers. I've dragged this book enough. It's a nonfiction book about her and a group of friends going to gather seeds in the Himalayas. I just found her treatment of the people and kind of disregard for the culture not okay. I didn't enjoy it, and I haven't completely written her off because I do hear that some of her other books are worth reading, but I'm not in a rush. Not in a rush after reading this. Once you refer to a person as table because they carry your table, nope, I'm out. Question number 4, most read genre. Okay, according to the story graph, my top 3 genres are literary, historical, and classic. And I have to say I was really surprised by historical because I didn't think I read a lot of historical novels, but apparently this year I have. As far as the type of books that I've been reading, it looks like I've mainly been reading books that are reflective, dark, and emotional. And that tracks. Question number 5, a book that surprised you. I have to say that the book that I'm reading right now has been a really pleasant surprise. It's called Goyhood. It's a book that's coming out May 24th of this year, and it's about 2 brothers. One is super dedicated to studying Judaism, and then the other brother has like no interest in that whatsoever. He's kind of off doing his own thing, living the playboy lifestyle. Their mother unexpectedly dies, and it brings them together, And a big secret is revealed that kind of rips the rug underneath one of the brothers and makes him question his identity, who he thinks he is, the community that he's built around that identity. And it's a really, really fun read. At first I was worried that I wouldn't be able to really understand and follow the story because I'm not Jewish myself, and it plays a big role in this book. But I think that the themes of the book are so universal, and it's very poignant and funny, and I'm about halfway through, and I'll probably finish it today because it's just really a fun read, and yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Number 6, a book that's come out in 2024 already that you want to read, but you haven't. There's so many. Where do I start? I want to read The Familiar. I would like to read Diavola. That cover looks amazing. I would like to read Plastic. Again, I know nothing about the story, but I'm a sucker for good cover artwork designs. And then The Wager sounds really, really interesting. And The Women, I've heard amazing things about The Women. Apparently it's just like this devastating book that is a must read. And then this didn't come out in 2024, but I want to read The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. I think that's what it's called. I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't read that book yet, and everyone who's read it just has marvelous things to say. So I would like to read that soon. Question number 7, one goal you made that you're succeeding at. I've done a good job at trying new genres because I've never really read the popular romance novels, and I did that this year with Emily Henry's Book Lovers. Same goes for historical fiction. It's now my number 2 most popular genre, and I've never read historical fiction really. And I would say the other thing that I've done a good job at, even though the question is asking only one, but you gotta when you can, and that's using the public library. I've really utilized that. I just came back from there. And I may have picked up one of the books I discussed about wanting to read but haven't, as a possibility. You never know. So yeah, those are the 2 things that I'm killing. And now let's talk about what I need to work on. Question number 8, one goal you need to focus on. I need to read more nonfiction. Out of all of the books that I've read, only 11% of them have been nonfiction. And so I need to really focus on that. I plan on doing kind of like a big dive into nonfiction during November, but I would like to start sprinkling in nonfiction throughout the year. So yeah, that's what I need to work on. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the last question. Question number 9, new to you booktubers for 2004 that you recommend. There are 4 that I would like to shout out. I think they're all very new. And so I'm sure they would appreciate you visiting them and subscribing and checking out their videos. The first one is Uncommon Reader. The second one is The Buff Bookworm. The third one is Alex the Story Girl. And the last one is Carter Kalchek, I think is how you say it. So check out those channels. And those will also be the people that I tag to do this video. If you're watching this video and you are having a crisis, then you can also do this video as well. I would love to see your responses. As always, please feed that algorithm. It's always hungry. It will gobble up anything that you are willing to feed it. So do your thing, Chicken Wing. And I will see you very soon. Have a good one. Happy reading.